It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to our Sunday edition of Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar here with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. It's another beautiful sunny day. Cloudy this morning, but it cleared up right before the show started. And once again, Milberger's, it's packed today. It's packed with people.
Yeah, there's no parking spaces except in the back where Calvin and I park. So, but there's some extra parking spaces back there.
There is. So,
and in fact, the signs say extra parking.
That is true.
There's a lot of people here. I'm trying to back my way out of this. There's lots of people here, but there's plenty of room. Patrick's here.
Yes.
Our good friend and listener, Patrick.
Are we on the air?
Yes, we are on the air. No, I'm just talking to the microphone.
Well, he just jabbers anyway, whether he's talking on the phone or not.
I got 10 questions, so I'll be quick. I'll be quick. First one, California zinnias. So, where can I get them? I understand you.
Well, they're very easy to grow from seed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you could. We don't generally carry them here as a transplant.
Okay.
But some nurseries do. You might want to call around.
Okay.
I've seen them at Rainbow.
Oh, now describe those, because I may call them something else.
They stand about 3 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the ones then. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes we don't have them here too often. Occasionally we do, but
when is that?
Oh, when they're small.
I don't remember ever seeing them. No. Of course, I'm old and I might forget.
I'm old and I just may be imagining things.
But there's one that has a Hispanic name that's big. It's one of my favorites.
So, where I was...
Do you remember what that is?
Well, this is the one I like and remember, because I like the color. It's kind of a golden orange color. It's called Sahara with a Z.
And what? I can't hear what you're saying because of the road traffic. What?
Zahara.
Zahara.
Yeah, so with a Z, and that's a zinnia I like. It tends to be small.
Okay.
And orangey.
For something tall.
Your other small one that you like is there the one that starts with the P?
Now you got me doing it. So I just barely remember the Snapdragon Sonnet and Centennial. So what is it?
Sentinel, yeah.
But I can't remember now. That's next month when I learn that. When the zinnias.
Well, actually, the next month is really zinnia month.
Yeah.
Got it.
Rather than now, but when the weather is the way it is now,
and if you're going to do it by seed, weather and seed, that's the way.
So I could go. I can find them by seed right now, and that would be it.
They'll come up
with the weather going on right now.
They'll come up fast.
Good.
In fact, those in my garden that dropped seed last fall have started to sprout.
Cool. All right. 1 down, 9 to go. I talked to you about this last year when you guys explained to me that I'm overwatering the rosemary, so we won't be doing that this year. But I have the indigo spires. We get about 100 of them, and they've been there for years, and I've been watering them every day. So now what I'd like to do is to cut that way back. So is that something that? Yeah, this time of the year is the time of the year to cut way back. Okay.
Well, you could
give them water maybe once a week, no more than twice.
I'd never watered mine more than once a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with once every other week or twice a month.
Okay.
But
Okay.
good watering, good deep
Good.
watering.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think if they've been in the ground for that long,
They should have a lot of roots.
And they got a good deep watering yesterday with drip irrigation.
Okay.
Drip irrigation, 600, Alex. Is there? So I have the zones cover a wide range of plants. Not all of them are xeriscape. Is there a way with drip irrigation to buy some type of on-off to turn off? Oh, you can.
Yeah.
And
yes, if you're who's doing your irrigation? Has you got an irrigation contractor?
no, I do it myself. I had a contractor install everything, but within one zone, and I have 5 zones. So in some zones, I just want to have, and I can do it. It's wired that way. The tubing is wired that way. I just need some type of on-off.
My irrigation contractor, he's relatively new in the business, but he kind of specializes in that because I have all these squares, and then I have things like milkweed that don't necessarily need a lot of water, and so they. So yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, you get it off the air. And that.
Good.
Yeah, Pat, you were right thinking.
The other thing you could do, you could even call that my irrigator and just see what he recommends in terms of the technology.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my suggestion.
Go ahead.
There is a wholesale company that is friendly to retail people. On Tacoma, Longhorn. And so go in and ask them for the easy way and the professional way is to get additional valves. Additional valves, a valve may cost you.
It is costly.
Yeah. So see if they have any other ideas on that. They are friendly.
Okay.
Yeah, he could actually go to their retail, their outlet.
Their outlet.
Yeah, and see some of that technology.
That's right. That's why I say many places are not as friendly as Longhorn. They've been in the business for thousands of years, so they're good.
Next one.
Are you going to remember that in your old age, or did you write it down?
That's why I write.
Oh,
that's why I take notes.
But he remembers it.
Oh my God, no, I can't remember that. That's why I have to write it all down.
Okay.
So I had a seemingly reputable tree company come out, and they gave me a good price for trimming the trees, and then they gave me, hamburgers, they break even and they make their money off of fries and soda. So I think their price for trimming was a little low, but now they want me to pay thousands of dollars to do some antifungal treatment. Yeah, you're shaking your head. Nah.
Yeah, no.
It did sound like BS.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, good.
In fact, we found a company like that on the internet, and we were talking about it in-house.
Yeah, and that's one of the best reasons why we have a recommended tree list, because you generally don't have to worry about it being environmentally challenged in our situation here. Most of those trees, the only one I can think of that they've traditionally done some of those treatments are pecans.
Got it. And these are all oak. These are all very well-established oak trees. I have a couple of small mountain laurels that popped up. They popped up last year, and of course they came through the past year in great shape. And I want to transplant them. Can I still do it here in March? Transplant a?
You can, but it's tough. They're not the easiest thing to transplant. How big are they?
Oh, they're maybe this tall.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really small.
You can still try.
Okay.
But as Calvin said, it's a challenge.
Okay.
They're blooming up a storm right now, the
okay.
plants.
Let's see. What else? I got a Vitex. It's done great. It's in its second or third year. And I understand that you could trim them now, or you can trim them after they bloom the first time. Is there a preference as to when you should trim? Ours is just now, this week, last 48 hours, it's begun to put shoots out.
Mm-hmm. So Vitex is one of those trees that will bloom mainly in the summer.
Yeah.
And so you generally can prune them now in the dormant season, in their dormant season.
And some gardeners do exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Prune them also after the bloom.
Yeah.
After the first bloom.
For the reason of they'll put the seed pods out, and if you take those seed pods off, you'll get another bloom.
There you go. I do that with Bird of Paradise.
Yeah.
That trumpet vine, I didn't trim it. That trumpet vine we've been talking about for a year now has done great, and it hasn't begun to bloom out. Do I need to trim that thing?
You don't need to.
Don't need to.
But they can take over if you know.
Now I wonder if there were any dieback this winter from the limited freezes.
Cut that out?
Yeah, from the freezes that I had. So go ahead and use your thumbnail and scratch and then prune whatever is brown.
Okay. Lantanas. When do lantanas come in? I'm going to do a whole lot more lantana this year.
Well, we expect them in any time.
Oh, okay.
In March.
Yeah,
March
so
15th or so.
Why Calvin just hesitated for a moment because we looked at it and went, oh.
Well,
where do those ones that were there yesterday go?
Yeah, there were a bunch of them in bloom that were relatively new, and they've been sold already.
So what I frequently say is the white and the purple trailing lantanas, they do better in the cooler seasons. And then right now, in anticipation for the warmer season, they'll have all the lantanas right here, right in front of the porch. But they're probably waiting for an order either this week or next week.
Oh, great.
New gold and everything.
And I'm the guy where everything is in a raised bed. I want to put some lantana not in a raised bed. I'm going to use them in the ground cover in full sun, the golden lantana. How much of a hole do I need to dig? Because that's crappy soil. I just want to dig some type of a hole and replace it with good soil.
You don't have to dig a deep one, but a wide one is preferred.
There you go.
They never rate a soil crappy.
There you go.
If it's soil, if they don't even need to see the soil to imagine it. It's there.
And I can water them once a week.
So a little bit more often to get them established, but then no more than 3 times a week.
There you
can
go.
do that.
All right, that's it. That's all I got.
All righty then, Patrick.
Yeah, thanks.
It was very nice meeting you.
Good questions, Jen.
Yes, thank you. Thank you always. And we always encourage you to come on by.
All right. Yes.
And especially when you bring jelly.
Yes.
Thank you, Patrick. And, of course, anybody here at Millburgers, or if you come on down to Millburgers during the show, you can get your questions answered right here on the patio. Or you can call 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. We've got a couple more minutes before we need to take a break.
So, since neither one of us, Calvin or I, brought Calvin's article in yesterday, so I remembered to bring it in.
All righty.
And the title was Check Freeze Damage on Winter Annuals, not animals. Annuals. And so he goes through snapdragon, stock, salicum, sweet peas, calendula, cyclamen, penta. And he makes the point out that it's a little early for pentas. However, yesterday, I found 2 flats here on the tables of reds and then some mixes. And I laughed between one session to another. Then Calvin went out and checked, and out of the 2 flats, half of each 2 were gone, so there's only 1 flat left. I haven't checked this morning to see if there's any pentas.
What?
There
are no pentas left.
Did you check? Okay.
I checked yesterday after the show.
Oh, really? You not even have to wait this morning.
And I bought all those that were left.
So we already checked with the manager.
Oh, unless they got new ones this morning, but
Peter,
I don't think so.
Peter,
they
and he says, yes, they'll be on their way, probably in a couple weeks. So, but then again, just like I said yesterday, if you want to know if certain plants are in, give us a call here at Millburgers. Do you know that number?
Yes, the number to call to see what we have in stock at Millburgers is 210-497-3760.
You remembered your notes today, too.
Did you remind them that we do have Whopper begonias?
Mm.
And also those the smaller version, the cousins, lots of different colors and looking plants that look good. They do great in this kind of weather, in the shade, of course. Some can tolerate pretty much sun. Hi, what's up?
Hi there.
Right out there.
See where the gentleman is in a black shirt? 4 tables.
Yes, we have plenty of tomato plants, especially the new rodeo tomato, the pole big.
Pole big.
Well,
all right.
You won't.
Okay.
You won't believe it. After I potted up all those tomatoes, I actually bought more tomatoes this morning.
No.
Because you brought it to my attention, Mark, that there were BHN 968s out there.
Okay. Yes.
And then I couldn't. I don't think we had any Ruby Crush left.
Oh,
so
no.
I had.
Yeah, there was one,
Ruby
but you had to look on one side.
Oh, yeah, they're here.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're
But
saying.
the potted up reserves, we didn't have any.
So anyway, I was just where you're talking with that gentleman. I was going through your article, and I stopped at Pinta's. You may want to talk about each individual flower that you had here, but I stopped at Pinta's and was making some comments about that. And then you also talk about wildflowers, and probably there's no damage on wildflowers with the erratic weather.
The ones I noticed are the blue curl, and we had at least one gardener mention the poppies and bluebonnets, but the poppies might have showed some damage. But I'm kind of optimistic that the seed that's still in the ground is going to still germinate. And again, if you got anything in the drawer that you haven't planted, it's certainly better to get it in the ground. Get it on the ground now. And if we can get some rain, what our latest forecast?
Well, the wind says is slipping.
It's slipping, but it looks like it's spreading throughout the end of the week.
But the end of the weekend it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, that's good.
If I had any seed in storage, I'd certainly put it out. Because we got lots of bare ground out there because of this drought and the heat we've seen, and so it'll be easy to accomplish that goal of the seed making contact with the soil, and it should respond pretty quickly and come up. So, Mark, have you seen any of the? The
wildflowers.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We got which wildflowers do we have? We got bee balm. They won't be up yet.
No. So no, I haven't seen any. Frankly, on my walks, I haven't seen any wildflowers popping up. We do have the bluebonnets here as transplants.
And
strongly encourage that. But
yeah, we brought that. We talked about that yesterday. And if you've got with some of the freeze damage, if your stalks got wiped out in your flower garden, those bluebonnets make an interesting row crop, and they would really. And you talk about attracting attention. is if you got bluebonnets in a container or in a row in your garden, people notice them right away.
Very
And
nice.
they can be replaced by zinnias later if you want. So, but yeah, that would be an interesting addition to your garden. Unusual too, and especially if you get some visitors from. What are those? Texas bluebonnets. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, give us a call at 210-308-8867. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to be right back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. 210-308-8867. We have James on the line. James, what's going on?
Well, I have a really odd question. I hope y'all
All
don't think I'm nuts. Okay, yesterday afternoon,
we've learned that a long time ago. So that's
that ship has sailed, huh? Yeah, okay. Yesterday afternoon, after I was applying my 312 to my Choctaw pecan, watered it in, I was pleasantly surprised to walk across a full in bloom bluebonnet. I was so happy.
all
Did
right.
a cartwheel if I was physically able. I haven't had any bluebonnets out back in several years due to the drought. Usually they'll sprout and then they'll shrivel up and die from lack of rain. So I was really happy to see one in bloom.
So was it only one specimen, or were there a bunch of them?
Just
leaves
one.
around there.
One lone. Sir, say again.
Oh, was there just one plant there, or were there a bunch of those that weren't blooming too?
No, I just noticed one,
Oh,
and it was
yeah.
kind of growing in a little patch of clover. I think it's clover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I hadn't
haven't-
noticed it before.
I'm with you. I haven't
Yeah.
seen bluebonnets in my yard for several years, or in the neighborhood. So yeah.
Well,
that'd
I
be-
see them every fall or during the winter where they have sprout, where they're the little rosettes, but due to lack of rain, they just don't make it. So I was really happy to see this one. This brings me to my really odd question. I did notice two bluebonnets, little rosettes, a few weeks back in other locations, and I was really happy about that because they were still alive. So I marked them so that whenever I mow, if it rains and I mow, I wouldn't mow them over because I wanted them to go to seed. So after I saw the blooming one, I went to check out on the two that I staked, so I knew where they were at, and they were shriveled up and dead, brown. Now, this is my question. When I staked them to try to keep them alive, preserve them, I watered them with water from my rain barrels that I put the mosquito dunks in. Do you think those mosquito dunks might have been toxic and killed those two bluebonnets?
Now,
No.
how long? I mean, that was after the freeze, right? That you marked them.
You know what, Calvin? I didn't think of that. It might have been, it was before the freeze that I marked them. So you think they might have froze?
Well, we both Mark and I don't expect them to freeze, but we had at least
Yeah, right.
one other gardener that said they did. Yeah.
Because I use that rainwater from the rain barrels on all my container plants with no issues. So I was trying to think of what would have killed them. But now that you say it, the only other thing could have been the cold weather. I got down to like 17, I think it was. So I don't think that would kill a.
You said you had
Would that
very
kill a
cold weather.
bluebonnet?
No, it just burned
Yeah.
the top.
Okay. All right. I was just said it was an odd question. It's just got me stumped because I wanted those to go to seed or try to get them to go to seed. Okay,
Answer your original question. No, the dunks won't kill it. They are.
I didn't think so.
No, they're solidified, if you want to say, Bacillus thuringiensis, a bacteria that the bacteria won't kill anything.
Right. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Well, it will kill the mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's the goal. The only other thing I can think of in the watering can itself, there could have been some residual Miracle Grow, but I don't think that would kill the bluebonnets, would it? If they were little, bitty ones.
Well, you know, when we used to get a lot of rain, we used to worry about the excessive moisture and soggy soil, but I don't think we've had any excessive moisture.
And I don't think his soil will get
He's got
soggy.
sandy soil, yeah.
Yeah, you have a kind of sandy loam, don't you? Yeah.
Yes, yeah, they're in sand. Okay, I just can't figure that one out, but I was happy for a minute when I saw one, and then not so happy when I saw the two dead ones. All right.
Sorry.
That's all I had today. All right.
All right.
Thanks,
James.
Anyway, I have one. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, James. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. We'd love to hear from you. On the topic of blue bonnets, we do have blue bonnets here for sale. In a 4-inch pot, they're regularly $199. They're on sale 5 for $9.50. A lot of other things for sale. Calvin, were you going to say something? Or?
Oh, no, I was just looking at the family over there. They were all picking their favorite tomato plant, the kids.
Great.
And it looked like they were familiar with the varieties because they were each one seemed to have a different variety. That was their favorite.
Mm-hmm. There's a large variety. I think, 4 tables? About 3 or 4 tables of tomatoes?
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, let's see. We had Tycoon, Amelia, Celebrity, BHN 968, Ruby Crush. Then we had, the Patio.
Yeah, so, I left. Of course I did. I left my notes in my car that I made yesterday. So, Patio and Juliet. And I think you covered them all. And
no, there was the one with the that we used in cooking and Italian.
Oh, the Roma.
Roma, yeah.
Roma yes, too. You're right. So Roma. I had them all categorized, the smallest to the largest.
Oh, and then you had Sweet 100s.
Yeah, Sweet 100s on there.
Yeah, so lots of
choices.
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
But and of course, our two, at least my favorites on taste, and they have 2 distinct tastes. The Ruby Crush, I find to be sweet and wonderful tasting, and then the BHN 968 is just as wonderful tasting, but it's different. It's got a tart and it's firmer. So if you can have both of those in your garden or in a relatively large container, that's a wonderful choice. They're productive. They can put up with the heat and give them some fertilizer. It's great if you could do a 15-gallon. Sometimes they'll survive in 5-gallon, but I always find it much easier to grow them in at least 15-gallon containers because tomatoes get a little top heavy.
Oh yeah. Well, with all the variety of tomatoes, we also have a variety of sales going on here, including a dwarf Burford Holly and a number 3 regularly $24.99. They're on sale for $14. We have African or butterfly iris and a number 1 regularly $8.99 on sale for $6.88. There's also Daniela variegated flax lily, regularly $12.99 on sale for $6.88. Viburnum, some examples of Viburnum: Sweet, Awabuki, and Sandankwa.
Yeah, you'll get it eventually.
Sandakwa.
That's one of my favorites. It's a large one, and
You got
pretty disciplined.
disciplined, but it has lovely flowers on that. Not very, or are they aromatic? I can never.
Well, they're not. They don't stay long.
Yeah, okay.
It's evergreen. The foliage is very attractive, but they, I think they have the berries the birds like.
Yes, they do. Yeah, kind of a spray of berries and. Many birds, including mockingbirds, like those, cardinals, blue jays.
And it's a wonderful plant for the shade, for a tall hedge, or kind of like Mark described a planting where you had. You don't always have them in rows. You have them staggered, and then you have a couple different of the plants.
Yeah.
Not only Sandanqua, but some of the other sweet viburnum, and you can kind of mix those up, and they really make a nice shrub border.
Yeah. So, and I was thinking about that. I didn't mention yesterday, but Texas mountain laurel can also be used as privacy.
All right.
And I saw one blooming. Just on the other side. Just on the other side of the highway. I went, I should have mentioned that. So you want to mix up heights and species.
Now the problem, though, with Texas mountain laurel and the species we're talking about, this Texas mountain laurel needs full sun for sure. Mm-hmm. Now they'll do fairly well with the foliage and partial shade, but they don't bloom much.
That's what I said. So depending on the locale, you can choose your species, but the point was, mix up some species. Don't just rely on one.
Diversify.
Diversity breeds stability. Is our old ecology line.
Absolutely. But yes, viburnum, they're on sale. They're regularly $24.99. They're on sale for $16.88. And as usual for the past few weeks, we have fruit trees on sale. Regularly $49.99, on sale 2 for $80.
And a lot of those low chill varieties.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, this year, if you didn't have a low chill variety, you're probably not going to get much bloom and fruit.
Yeah. So somebody asked me, did we receive enough chill hours? I went, it depends on the species and the selection. And I think the first one that popped in my mind was, I don't know if La Feliciana got enough in San Antonio.
Yeah. Now in the hill country, maybe Florida King did. Well, Florida Prince might have gotten enough in both areas.
So you might experience a little shortage of blooms and fruit this spring. Now, I was thinking about this the other day when I saw a picture of a peach tree that was full of fruit. And if you think it was horrifying to people to see the amount of branches we remove from a peach tree, the second most horrifying thing is if there's a lot of fruit, you should go in and remove some to increase the size and the amount of resources that are devoted to those remaining fruit.
Boy, and that is a hard process.
People are crying. You're throwing those fruit. Well, the best thing is you keep a couple of hogs. That's the whole reason. And you feed all those immature fruit to the hogs and sweeten them up. But not a lot of people have the hogs available on their yard.
Right. Well, we have plenty more for sale, and we'll talk about that once we get back from our break. 210-308-8867. We're going to be right back with Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. Just a couple other things that we do have for sale here at at Millburgers. Antique roses, regularly $29.99, on sale 2 for $50. Also, interior plants. Some choices you may think of are monsteras, bromeliads, and ferns. They're starting at $2.99. They are 15% off. As well as foxtail fern. They're regularly $12.99, on sale $8.88, or 3 for $25. And still on sale is pre-emergence herbicide. They're on sale 2 for $40. That's the 12-pound bag. That covers 3,500 square feet.
Does it mention which brand? If it comes in that small bag, I'm assuming it's probably Dimension.
Oh, yeah, it is Dimension.
Yeah, okay.
Here it is.
Ah, okay. So for us older boomers, we have it here in hand.
Yes.
We don't rely on the computer. We have to have, Calvin and I have to have it here in hand.
It's called High Yield Turf and Ornamental Weed and Grass Stopper, and it's the active ingredient is one of them is Dimension.
Yeah. So that's a good product, and you still can do it right now. In fact, right before the rain, I probably would do it. Apply that in the yard.
Yes, hopefully we get a good amount of rain.
Yeah, you could do that in the turf, in the bed, so prevent a lot of those weeds.
Now, it's worthwhile on a herbicide to go ahead and read the label. And
It's not worthwhile, it's the law.
Yeah, and you can do that on the internet, or you can do it, come to Millburgers and read it, write the label there, and there's several products that will do well at controlling sandburrs, which is the target of the main target right now. But you want to look at what the label describes on how to apply it and how much it takes, and look at the cost, because the cost is quite different from product to product. And then the other thing is, if you're trying to control sandburrs, at least you probably want to apply it at least twice. Apply it now, and then apply it. I always say June 15. Mark is a little moves it ahead a little bit.
Well, it's but the spacing is correct. So I may have done it 2 weeks ago, but then again, I'm going to do it in April. Whereas you're going to do it in March, and you're going to do it in June. So, and
it's not unusual, as Mark brings up, that some folks do it 3 times in the summer.
Yeah, depending on the weather.
Yeah, if you've had sandburrs, those burrs are sitting there waiting to germinate. It's just a lot like wildflowers. They're waiting. You got all that bare ground out there, but there's loaded with seed, and if we ever get some nice rain, steady moisture, and keeps the soil moist for a while, we're going to have lots of weeds and lots of wildflowers, and in full sun, some sandburrs coming up.
Now, you mentioned wildflowers, that there is a point I want to make. Don't put the herbicide in the same area where the wildflowers, because that would prevent them from feeding.
Absolutely.
And vegetable gardens. If you have a vegetable garden with seeds, you don't want to have that in there as well. But that will be indicated on the label.
So read the labels.
Yeah, and you do, and as Mark mentioned, the label is the law. Actually, you have to follow it, and that's the best thing for the environment too. And it just passed through my mind the wildflower I was trying to think of, and now I've forgotten it again. It's got the we have the perennial here at Millburgers quite often in the spring. And it grows relatively low and has a flat bloom and golden usually.
So I'm just going to go through all the lists of all the ones we like. So Coreopsis.
That's it.
Okay, that's the one we like, and what I find is most hardy. So I do like wine cups and paintbrushes, but you don't often find them, or you find them in limited amounts. And so you have lots of Gaillardia, the firewheel, and Mexican hats.
And all those, including the Coreopsis, are favorites of the pollinators.
Right.
The butterflies, for sure. And if you got hummingbirds coming in, hummingbirds will find them, too. Bee balm is the one the hummingbirds really like.
Right. So Monarda is its other name. It's a little later. It's maybe June.
Oh, yeah, it is later.
Yeah. June. So, but I like that one as well. It has a sweet lemony or citric lemony smell when bruised. But it is
now I've seen some
very favorite pollinator.
Some of our customers here had carried out one of the salvias with the bright red blooms. I don't see where they are. Do you?
Salvia? No, I see the Gregii right in front of us, right there. But I don't see. It may be around the corner that we can't see. But the only one I can think of would be, yes, the coccinia, and I would really like the coccinia for red. That is adapted to partial shade and to almost full shade, but
well, and it's such a long bloom period.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So that it very well could be, but we can't see everything from the porch.
We can see those Dorferuelia there that are in full bloom at kind of a purple blue. They look very nice, and they make a great ground cover too. And if they're in partial shade, they bloom up pretty well, and then the foliage will do real well in the full shade.
I don't know. What else do you want to talk about? We can sit and chat all day. Give us a topic, and we'll go on and on and on about it.
Well, I know we didn't get a chance to talk about it yesterday, so I know.
What about is we both remembered our
newspapers.
Yes. Newspapers.
I want to hear more about what else was in your article this weekend.
Well, I was wondering. I was kind of curious about the sweet pea situation. Mm-hmm. My sweet peas had not gone very high on the trellis, so they did fairly well. They survived the freeze, and they're prospering. But the English peas, they were way ahead, and they had been up the trellis, and boy, they got hit hard by the freeze. And I'm wondering, Mark, I think I'd still take a chance. It's we're about 3 weeks later than I would normally plant, or maybe 2 weeks longer than I normally would plant sweet peas and English peas. But I think I'd, if I had some seed or I was excited about those plants, I think I'd go ahead and quick put them in.
Yeah, I think so too. They always do best when you plant them in tiers or series. That way you escape some of the vagaries of and extremes of weather.
You want to soak those at least for a couple hours, and overnight works well. And also that is one of those plants that when you plant it, does best if you water it like Mark's formula 3 times a week until that thing is prospering, growing up and prospering, because they will dry out quite quickly in this kind of sunny weather.
So I always make the rule. This is the general rule. All plants initially want frequent light waterings, gradually changing to infrequent deeper. The amount will depend on what type of plant it is, and so that's why I created the 3-2-1, kind of the concept of you're going frequently 3 weeks, 3 times a week, gradually changing to 1 time a week. Again, depending on the plant, just like Patrick had mentioned, he had these indigo spires, salvias. And they've been in the ground for a while. Well, they don't really need a whole lot of water because of what Calvin had said. They probably have an extensive root system going down, even in the poor soil that Patrick has.
Well, and some folks, well, like when I planted them, I put them in a raised bed, so they actually were in a drip situation, and they had an 6 to 8 inches of soil. So, gosh, they didn't seem to need much supplemental watering at all once they were established.
Right.
They're nice plant too, and talk about attracting the butterflies and hummingbirds. Yeah, it's a great one. And that was a good question that was brought up about when are the lantanas going to get here.
So, and then you and I turned our heads at the same time, and we looked and went, oh.
Because,
from one day to the next.
Obviously we had gotten a shipment before, but they had...
they moved all the trailing lantana out. It was right in front of us, and
I think
looked
they
our head
probably
at the same
sold,
time and went, oh, my. So, in other words, they're probably expecting a shipment of lantanas, the warm season lantanas here this week, and they're making some room.
Did you get a chance to look at those geraniums to see if they were the?
No, I did not. Even though you asked me to yesterday, I did not.
Because they look so beautiful over there.
I know, and I can see them on the far table from here. And it appears they got red ones and pink ones. And I don't know.
And several shades.
Yeah, and several shades of each. And maybe even some orange ones on the very end. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Well, the next commercial we have, we'll
send out Mark.
He's there.
Youngest. He can walk over there.
There's a lot of beautiful colors out here.
So, yeah, we have lots of colors here at Millburgers to choose from several different plants.
And if you're a gardener out there and you have a vegetable garden, if you don't mind, give us a call, too, and give us kind of a report on what the situation is. I suspect that your potatoes have come up and that a lot of us mound those potato plants, and then green beans you could plant.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you can plant right now. Traditionally, it's March 1st, and we do that. I may have done it a little earlier, but let's see. You can still get spinach. We still have spinach here. It's getting a little later, but
still some time for them.
I noticed that Alex has some peppers here.
Peppers. We have peppers. And peppers, to me, it's a little early, but hey, you never know about the weather in San Antonio. So go ahead and get some. We have lots of different ones.
Well, and we had that debate with David yesterday, because the weather is so warm, the discussion was, should we go ahead and plant those potted up tomatoes in the garden early and in our permanent containers? And David's compromise was pretty good. It was go ahead and do part of them, do half of them, experiment a little bit, because we had one gardener, I don't remember who it was, that had checked the soil temperature, and it was
it was 70 degrees.
Yeah. So that is the magic number there.
But I liked it. It was after Peter's own heart. Buy more.
Buy more.
Buy more tomatoes and experiment.
Yes, buy more and give us a call at 210-308-8867. We're going to be right back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas, live from Millburgers Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer.
Welcome back to our second hour of Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Mark is on an odyssey to see what we have out there at the tables. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867.
Actually, most of the selection out there were Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Yeah, and that's one we were looking at. That's has the, at least in some of the colors, has a more of a tolerance for heat.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what we usually do with geraniums, we put them in full sun now for a while, and then when it gets hotter, we move them into the less sun. And then Fantasia can tolerate more heat than some of the others. So, but they're all lots of colors. Some of them were orange too.
Yeah, so I was impressed with the colors, and so Calvin and I both looked at all of them and looked at the tags. But they have the dark red, which is my favorite, and then they had lots of pinks, and then they
definitely
did have even orange on there. So nice variety. They had a couple that the staff had potted up into hanging baskets, so that's always good. And a couple, and some petunias out there in hanging baskets.
Oh, did you see? Yeah, I was also noticing the petunias over there. Some of them were wave, which is my favorite selection. The really intense color and kind of a welder version.
Right. So they do well in hanging baskets for that very reason.
Yeah. So now the question would be, how well do they do in the heat? Now I've had great luck with the wave in the heat. Now the freeze that came did take some petunias out, but I think with wave you would have pretty good luck, and you can't improve on that color that they have.
Right.
Now your alyssums over there.
Did you walk by and get a lovely fragrance?
I not only went by, I went and bought some.
Oh, so they did. They spoke to you.
Well, they had. You had kind of convinced me, and planted some in this winter, but of course the freeze just took them completely out.
Yes.
And so I went ahead and got some to replace them because that fragrance is just hard to beat. And again, pollinators, the butterflies like them.
Butterflies and bees love the alyssum, and if you're worried about some early insects that are coming out, that's one that attracts them and helps them out a lot. Is the alyssum.
Very nice.
You know, Alex,
What's that?
we haven't talked much about the butterfly and milkweed classes.
We haven't. We'll touch base on that. We do have a caller on the line.
Oh, okay. Let's do it. Let's talk to him.
210-308-8867. We have David on the line. David, how are we doing?
Oh, yeah, just fine. How are you? You know,
Hello.
I'm here. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
You betcha.
Good deal. Yeah, I was noticing, with this erratic weather, there are various kinds of invasive species, and I'm wondering if you've got any techniques for taking advantage of this erratic weather so that we could get rid of some of them. But the other thing I noticed in the news the other day, there was talk about what they call a polar vortex. Apparently that's like a huge whirlpool, maybe call it a tornado above the North Pole. And it's been spinning for centuries and centuries, eons. And apparently the general warming of the planet has caused the shape of the polar vortex to slosh around. And it split in two about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And the real cold snaps that have been hitting, Florida, Texas, throughout the country are a result of this polar vortex collapse. And that's the phrase to look up online, polar vortex collapse. And I'm wondering if you're familiar with it, and is there any planning that we can do with this polar vortex collapse?
How does it affect geranium blooming? No.
Well, I'm familiar with it, but I'm not familiar with the collapse on that, because the vortex. Growing up in Minnesota and Michigan, we're familiar with it because that will create these, quote, Siberian Express and these massive freezing cold fronts that would sweep down in the upper Midwest. Sure. So I do know that it causes some down. That it's quite variable, and some years it will send it all the way down to the south. That's about my knowledge.
How are the researchers? The current administration has not seemed to be very supportive of that kind of research, but and I haven't heard them any kind of reaction to any kind of research on the polar vortex either.
Well, there are two answers to that. If you just do polar vortex collapse and then, as a Google search or something, and then look for the images, they say that it's sloshed into two different pools. And one is kind of where the Bering Strait is, where where Alaska touches Russia. And the other side sloshed down a little south of the Iceland in the North Atlantic. And so just looking for the images, but that was the last time I looked at the images was about a week and a half ago, so it may have changed shape again. But in terms of how the administration is dealing with it, DOGE cut the National Weather Service hugely. That was a solid year ago. The Weather Bureau had their budget slashed, and many of the forecasters some of them are actually relying on the European Union version of the National Weather Bureau. But how can, apparently like weather balloons, which used to be a real standard in gathering data, those are not being launched on a regular basis like they used to. I think the National Weather Bureau still exists, but it's, 20% of what it used to be. And
we're going to have to rely on you, I think, to keep us informed. Not now. Don't get too complex, though, in your reports.
Yeah, we're kind of old.
Because that was kind of a joke about the geraniums, but that's kind of the world we live in. Is here at the annuals and perennials and vegetables at the Milberger's nursery, rather than the world weather situation.
On the other hand, we are looking for plants that deal with the heat. We're talking about the geraniums. So.
Yeah, and I probably understated that because in the past, dealing with the water conservation program, and Mark was prominent in the weather. How much do you need water based on the moisture that we had? So he especially has been in the middle of that. But yeah, it's important questions.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, if you own your own nursery, supplies may be interrupted in some way or another. One section of the country that you might get, trees from, or another section of the country you get some kind of bushes from. they may, be hard pressed to fulfill their contracts.
Well, as the last few years have revealed, all it takes is a serious drought to affect that wholesale production situation.
Sure,
we're still waiting for our primula.
Yeah,
Kevin and I are still waiting for the primula, and that was last year's drought.
So, all right.
Yeah,
well,
so
thank you.
The economy is going to be hard hit with this, and it's just like I was saying. The first question: is there a technique that could be used to deal with the invasive species, and then methods for being able to save the existing ones? Like the native plants. Is there something that we could do to make life better for the native plants?
Well, a lot of our conservation organizations are seeking funding for that kind of research too, and are still dealing with those kind of issues. So there is some hope and there is some progress, but of course there's a lot of unanswered questions and lots of potential to learn more. And potential for challenges.
Yeah, and one of the best websites to go to is called TexasInvasives.org or TexasInvasivesInstitute.org. They're combined organization, and they tell you all the different methods. What is all invasive, and it's defined. And then methods to treat those.
So
they're not referring to us from Minnesota and Michigan.
No. They're no longer doing that.
Oh.
They're defining it very closely to plants and insects.
Oh, okay.
Sure, yeah. By the way, I'm a baby boomer, and I'm old enough to remember when the armadillos were coming across the Mexican line. Oh. And as I understand it, they're all the way up to Iowa by now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And the caracaras.
Yeah, and the caracaras are moving up, too. Anyway.
All right.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, well, appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
David.
Keep us informed, David. Bye-bye.
All righty then. 210-308-8867. We have James on the line. James, you think you have a question about dill? Is that correct? Oh, sorry. We lost James. Apologize for that. But if he is listening, he was asking, is it too late to start dill?
Start dill?
Start dill. Dill is a cool season herb, and I would say no. But we're reaching that point. So March 1st. Funny you should mention that. So I have this spreadsheet of all the herbs you can grow in San Antonio, and I have it March to November or November through March, depending on the season. So is it too late to start dill? No, but it is getting that point.
Well,
because I want to feed somebody.
Yeah. Well, if you confer with the black swallowtails, they say definitely plant dill.
Yeah. So ideally, yeah, it is. But I'm planning it not only for myself, but for the black swallowtails.
So there's still a chance to start it right now. Okay, then. But yes, hopefully if he's listening that he heard that.
Yeah.
But it is pushing the season, especially with this heat.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that was the general rule, is warm season, March through November, or March through October, and then cool season, November through
February.
to April.
Yeah, April.
Which would be the normal
right,
dill season. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Okay, then. But yes, give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. So, as Calvin pointed out, I have some peppers in front of me. I'm going to try to grow some peppers in these next few weeks and months.
Well, don't be surprised if they don't. Like the tomatoes, they're growing gangbusters.
Yes,
because they're responding to this weather. The peppers are not going to be quite as happy with this
Really?
Well, they
Okay.
like the heat. So
Yeah,
maybe-
yeah. You know, on a day like today, yeah, they're going, oh yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
good, yeah. But they're going to, if you start dipping down below 60s at night and below 80s during the day, they're
Now they shouldn't. It shouldn't kill them or hurt them. But they're just not going to be
That's
growing
productive.
in a month or so. Maybe 6 weeks. They'll really start. It'll be their favorite time of the year. But they look good.
They do.
Gosh. Yeah, and that variety really was productive last year too.
Looking for some yellow ones, but I don't think they had any.
My favorite are always the banana and the
or Anaheim one.
yeah.
Yeah, I like Anaheim.
That's one that did well. Yeah, and
And the jalapenos.
yeah, they always do well.
Yeah, they always do well.
So
But there's
the
pepper,
Rio Grande.
Yeah, Rio Grande Gold, if it's still out there.
Well, we got some seed.
Yeah, I don't know where mine went.
I know where mine is.
Yeah.
The seed.
Yeah. So we are all given Rio Grande
How is-
Gold, and I don't know where mine went.
How is your lettuce, Crawford reseeding lettuce going? Did you get any of that planted?
I got a little planted. It's okay. It's growing okay.
Milton had some too. I thought got growing, but
Okay, I forgot to water some of it in a couple of days.
yeah, that surprised me too. How quickly it responded to this heat.
Right.
Yeah,
so-
and that was another one that it doesn't hurt to water it 3 times a week.
I'm kind of hanging my head a little
Yeah.
bit, kind of ashamed. I didn't get the water to it as soon as I should have.
Now, are we? We should probably give a report on the Monarch and Milkweed classes. The class here at Millburgers on March 21st actually has 37 people have called in and were registered already. So we're pretty close to capacity there. And then the one on the 28th is at the Dream Hill Estates Education Resource Center. That one still has about half of the slots available. And so if you want to register for that, it's 210-382-4455. And that one will start at 10 a.m. in the morning on the 28th. And it will... We're hoping that all the classes will not only provide a germinated milkweed, we'll also try to give everybody a few stratified native seeds, or if they prefer tropical milkweed, they'll have some tropical milkweed too. But stratified seed, and see if we can't... The real reduction in the population of the milkweed has been due to the transplant. The successful transplanting is very low. So we're going to try planting, see if we can encourage the gardeners that attend the class to plant that stratified seed directly into their gardens so that we have some milkweed available for the monarchs to lay their eggs in. And again, we have to remind everybody that the milkweed does not mature that first year. That native milkweed takes several years to mature, so that's another factor. Tropical milkweed actually produces is quick enough to be a site, enough foliage that the caterpillars can be fed, and then there one's zizodi, which is one of the milkweeds that does not need to be stratified. We'll have that too. That's native to the kind of the south and west of San Antonio, and also in the Blackland Prairie strips north of us there. So that'll be the zizodi may be the hope, although it's not the most attractive milkweed.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, attractive to us or to the butterfly?
Actually, some people would say both. To us, for sure, and now our friends at Douglas King Seed Company sent us some photos of the monarch butterflies egg laying on the zizoti, and the caterpillars feeding on the foliage. So that they actually, but I have not been able to get a lot of action from the monarchs on my zizoti, and that'll be interesting if there's other gardeners out there that have the zizoti. There are some real fields of zizoti milkweed out there, and if you've seen monarchs actually laying eggs on it and caterpillars being produced, let us know that.
Yes, let us
and
know.
Take some photos too, so that'll be interesting.
Absolutely.
So okay, so we got two classes. The first one on 21st is relatively full.
Yes.
Second one, 28th, has about 20 seats left.
The third one
and the third one is in Floresville.
Thursday, April 23rd. That's an afternoon or evening class at 6:30.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. And then the last class, Saturday, May 2nd. That'll be in New Braunfels.
Yeah. Now, do you have the phone number for that Floresville class?
Floresville, it's saying on the Millburgers website, it says call 573-282-8953 to reserve a seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I have a different number.
Oh, okay.
For Floresville, I have in the newspaper, and I think there was some debate about this, is 830-299-0069. That was for Floresville.
Okay. Maybe we'll have to get that.
That's the one I have too.
Okay, then.
Then that's on.
But there was someone just brought that up. There was different
numbers.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get that resolved.
In a pinch, you can call us, or you can call the extension service in Wilson County. In fact, the classroom is going to be number 10 classroom at the AgriLife Extension offices.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take
then in New Braunfels.
Yes. Sorry about that. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Calvin, I apologize for cutting you off. I know we were still giving information on the monarch and milkweed classes. I believe we stopped at the New Braunfels ones.
That's right.
Yes.
That class is on May 2nd. That's on a Saturday, and it's early. It's the earliest one. It's at 9:30 in the morning at the Comal County Garden out there. The Master Naturalists are the co-sponsor, and the Master Gardeners are involved, of course. And the address out there, Mark, you have that?
Yeah, I do. 325. Yeah, I know. I wasn't speaking into it. Don't yell at me like Milton used to do. 325 Resource Drive, and that is off Highway 46.
And the phone number?
I do. I have it right here. 830-620-3440.
And again, if you register for those classes, you're one of the first 35 to register for. We're going to attempt to get you a germinated milkweed plant and also some stratified seed so that you can try to transplant a planting, and also you can try direct seeding of a variety. And we work with about 7 different varieties of milkweed. We've got the antelope horn, we've got the green milkweed, showy, swamp, and butterfly weed. And then we also have the zizoti, and also the tropical milkweed. Tropical milkweed is somewhat controversial, very attractive, easiest thing to grow.
Very desirable by the monarch.
The butterflies love it too, and the most successful in the transplanting, and the seeds germinate pretty quickly. So I don't understand it. The native plant people don't care for it too much, though. But there are some questions on whether it does interfere with the migration at times, because it has its foliage on later in the season, and kind of they're afraid that it encourages the monarchs to stop in central Texas rather than continue on to Mexico. And then the other thing is that they also think that it's a bit of a host for a parasite because of that foliage. The foliage sits there longer. Those native milkweeds drop their foliage before the monarchs get here to central Texas in October, September. So that's usually not a factor in slowing them down for continuing their migration. But the monarchs, we don't want to get in too much detail. We could talk about the monarchs forever and ever, but monarchs have migrate every year from their wintering grounds near Mexico City all the way up to Canada, and then they come back down every year, and we'll see them again coming up from Mexico City in April, and then we'll see them coming back down in September and October.
So since it's tropical and it's not considered a native, what some people say it's invasive?
Oh, yeah.
It's invasive, gotcha.
Well, that's
so does it reproduce all over the place? No.
Okay.
But, I'll take that back. I haven't seen it. So there may be places where it's reproducing in the natural environment.
But it's certainly easier to germinate. I mean, to get it to grow.
Yes.
And it is very popular with the monarch butterflies. So, and it's an attractive landscape plant. Horticulturists and gardeners like it.
Oh yeah, it's pretty.
It's very nice blooms.
Very pretty, yeah. And again, lasts a long time. The blooms do.
And it's the one that survived. Like they got killed back by the freeze, but a lot of them will come back.
Will come back, and that's another reason why I like it. You can almost consider it a perennial, not always.
Not always.
But for most years, you would consider it.
It's not unusual for 50% of your plants to come back.
There you go. I was going to put a number on it. That's a good number.
Well, yes, there's those 4 classes coming up. But next Saturday, we have David Rodriguez. He called in yesterday giving us information about his spring vegetable gardening class that he'll be having here at Millburgers on here online it says 11 to 12.
No. It's 10.
It is at 10. So yes, it will be at 10 a.m.
Confirmed that yesterday. So 10 to 11:30.
10 to 11:30.
And he generally will answer questions and then come on the air and talk a little bit with us about the class.
So yes, March 7th, 10 a.m. Spring vegetable gardening with David.
And then this is a good opportunity if you're interested in the tomatoes, because David has a significant role in selecting the rodeo tomato every year, and he did a good job of writing up the poll big, and so that'll be one of the topics he'll talk about here at Millburgers.
And sending that right up to us ahead of time.
Yeah.
Which we always appreciate so we can read it.
And then, of course, what other topic? He'll talk about potatoes, and he'll talk about
about all the different vegetables that make up the springtime planting season. So when we say springtime, that kind of goes into the early summer, And he'll touch on the summer
I'll bet
vegetables.
he'll talk about Oscar okra, too.
Yeah. So, all topics that are near and dear to his heart. But, so we're talking about that. And then he may mention some of the transplants that we have here and our seed rack. We have an extensive seed rack. And all the plants you can plant here in the San Antonio area. And so he'll mention that, we used to be known as the garden, winter garden area. I had to stop and think about it for a long time. So in other words, you can grow not just one season, but 3 seasons sometimes of vegetables.
Mm-hmm. So that's a lot.
Yeah, well, just the tomatoes. We got 2 separate seasons for tomatoes.
Yes, we do.
Which is an interesting story, and I'm sure David will bring that up, too.
Yes, a lot of interesting and fun information. 210-308-8867. We have Bert on the line. Bert, how are we doing?
Pretty good, thank you. How are y'all?
We're doing good, thank you.
Doing well, sir.
Outstanding. I don't know, Mark or Calvin, if you remember, because Alex wasn't on the scene yet when I moved to the new place, and I had an incline and when I saw them, I knew they were grasses. They were not weeds. Since then, I found out they're little blue stem, and where I dug them, and they help with control erosion. So I'm planting it where all of those leaks, where the drainage problems I had, all of that. And when I took them out, I got a garden claw, and I took them out of the soil. That soil is moist. It's still been exposed to air like 2 days now. It's still moist, spongy, and very black.
And you're wondering what to plant in it, or what?
No, I'm going to plant vegetables in it. I'm going to leave some of them interspersed so that they can help control the erosion to the incline. And I'm putting them against the whole fences because if I remember, they were very nice little grasses. And, they're clump grasses, Mark.
Yeah, we call them bunch. So, yes, and so actually, I think Sarah, San Antonio River Authority has a model for little blue stem where if it could get enough soil, the roots would go down 3.5, 4 feet.
Well, I can tell you, taking them out with a garden claw, just using upper body strength, will give you a good workout.
I can imagine, sir. So if you're using them for erosion and then going back in where you open those areas up, that would be a great idea. And so I'm still going to do the terrace. I'm going to curve it like half moon. I'm going to plant the grasses on the inside of the gardenscape, the metal edging, correct? Not the outside.
Either place.
Yeah, either would work. Either would work.
Thank you. And I have one question, not a question, observation. Mr. Rodriguez was talking yesterday about the soil temperature in the ground and too early to put tomatoes in and stuff like that. You know what I do? I go get a cheap, very heavy-duty clear shower curtain, and then I buy a solarize certain spots that I'm going to do and slice it because it's less than $5. Slice a hole and put tomatoes in there or any other plant that roots need to have warm soil. Does that make sense to y'all?
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know if I would go ahead and do all that work. I'm lazy.
I always hate the fabric or rubberized like shower curtains. Not when the first planting, but later when I'd say, well, gosh, I think I'd rather plant something else here, But then it comes back to haunt you. But if there's a lot of gardeners that successfully do that. Now, does it, Mark?
Yeah.
I'm wondering how far does heating up penetrate when you have that plastic material?
So, what Bert is talking about is so you're going to just heat the soil up so you can get those plants in the ground earlier. The concept of solarization is you do it in the summer and you're actually cooking That's all, and you'll be cooking to a fairly good depth. And it's actually you're actually recommended to put a little water in, so you're actually steaming the soil, and so a good 6 inches, down. So you are sterilizing the soil. Anyway,
and I didn't have any other word other than solarization, Mark, because I didn't know how to describe what I described. Except
you are heating up the soil so you can initiate planting earlier, and that's why I said when you first asked, does it make sense? I said yes, it does. In fact, they've done that. They used various forms of that way back in the 19th century with the cold frame.
So so you're just doing certain little areas,
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if I was doing it, I would just do certain areas to get production earlier.
But as I said, that's what I'm doing, and I am going to leave some of these native grasses in there to keep the soil under control so it doesn't erode any further. And if they got the soil that black and all the rest around it is caliche, I like those guys for sure.
That's the whole concept originally. That's why we always like to say the prairies and blackland prairies were so productive initially as when the pioneers turned them over. When they finally got the steel plow and were turning all those areas over, they were very productive with the grains.
Oh yeah,
and still are.
I lived in Iowa for a while. So I lived in Iowa for a while, and I know Iowa and Nebraska. The question that leads me to it, Mark, since I know you're very good with trees, is when did this was the study that I read and watched was from Texas A&M. I don't know, a little bit north there. I don't know if they were at College Station or Austin, but they did a very good presentation. And when did mesquite knock out the prairie lands of the hill country? Because that's what they were saying. The hill countries were originally the prairie grasslands as well.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Just the Texas A&M study was saying that the hill countries were originally prairie grasslands and not mesquite as it's all or juniper.
There's a heavy sigh.
Okay. I'll leave it go.
No. So, it's a continuing argument, and I can go along. We don't have enough time for me to go long on that. So there are some folks that say, "Oh, it was prairies in the hill country," and I'm going, "Hey! Did you ever read some of the early explorers, the Spanish, and even what was the gentleman's name who designed Central Park? He came down in the 1850s, and he was describing these hills that reminded him of Switzerland. There were so many evergreen forests, cedar, along the slopes, and so the what forest ecologists, and that's me, would say that the hill country was not prairie, but it was mosaic. That is, there were groups of trees,
a lot of brush. Huh?
In certain areas, there were lots of cedar. In certain areas, there were grasses, and in other areas, there were savanna. So that's trees with grassy undergrowth. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of intermittent fire, not only natural, but sometimes initiated by Native Americans. And so there was a lot of going on, but we'd call that a natural mosaic. It wasn't one or the other. It was a mixture of everything. And in fact, hey, You go in the areas which were settled by the Germans, the early Germans, you'll notice there are areas which were pastures. They were probably meadows originally. And then there's certain areas which, some areas that were rocked off and fenced, and they had a lot of trees and then a lot of grass. So it was a mixture, and you could see that the early German farmers actually adapted to the nature, not necessarily the other way around. All right, that's a short version.
Short version. Alrighty then. Thank you.
And
Bert.
I'll just let you one quick. The grass that I burned with those just telling you native grass, it's sprouting even when it's out of soil. It's already sending up grass.
Yeah.
Just so the grass report.
No.
Thank you all.
You'll see fire and you'll see green 72 hours afterwards.
Alrighty. Thank you, Bert. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back
Bye,
with
Bert.
Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. We've got about 9 more minutes in our show today, but we should still have time for a couple more calls. 210-308-8867.
Yeah, I just got a text from Albert Del Rio saying, hey, David's also going to speak this Thursday at the San Antonio Men's Garden Club.
What time will that be at?
That will be, there's a get-together around 6:30 at the San Antonio Garden Center. And then David comes on about 7:30, maybe. 7:15 with announcements, probably. But anyway, everyone is invited to come. It is free. Donations are encouraged, as always.
Now they usually have good food.
Yeah, usually, they always have good food. And this is an opportunity where we say it's the Men's Garden Club, but as Calvin and I have said frequently, it's not run by the men. It's run by the women.
Combination of men and women.
Okay, there we go. Combination of men and women. So
As for years.
better not go there. The food is always good.
But that'll be this Thursday, correct?
That'll be this Thursday. Men's Garden Club always has their meetings on the first Thursday of the month. So it'll be this coming Thursday.
And the Men's Garden Club has always been active and involved in issues, environmental issues in the San Antonio area, too. So if you want to participate, well, you learn a lot at the meetings and the socializing, but also there's some significant projects that you can participate in, too, that you can learn a lot and have fun with and contribute to the environmental well-being of the area. It's a good organization.
It's a great organization. I highly encourage everybody to go to attend and join the San Antonio Men's Garden Club. So last time I spoke, probably a year ago, they had a lot of young people attending. So I thought that was very good.
Very nice. 210-308-8867. We have Gus on the line. Gus, how are we doing today?
I'm doing okay.
That's great. What's going on?
I just purchased a split-leaf philodendron, took it home and watered it, but now I got a little droplets of water coming off the leaves. Is that normal, or did I overwater it?
So it's split-leaf philodendron, Calvin. So water is coming off the leaves or out of the leaves?
Yeah, like every once in a while you'll see like a water pooling, like little droplets of water.
Huh. I have never seen that.
Okay.
Is it unnatural? I don't know. I have never seen it.
How does the plant look generally?
Yeah.
It looks great. I just got it. They just got them in where I bought it from. And they come from Miami area, south of Miami. the nurseries down there.
So I would. It's one of the ones that we recommend, and it's on the SAWS landscape coupon list, permitted list. And we like it because it does tolerate. It tolerates heat and some drought, but I don't know how often. You said you may have overwatered it. How often are you watering it?
Well, I just got it, and I brought it home, and I put some water on it because the top of the soil was a little dry.
Uh-huh.
And now we're going to kind of dry it out a little bit, I guess. For the next couple of days, I won't water it.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, all plants like infrequent light, gradually changing to, frequent light changing to infrequent deeper. And so I would encourage you just to be consistent, and you may apply a little bit of water, but be consistent about it. And that is actually what the plants, and that when you just plant them, prefer.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Gus. Thank you.
Okay, babe.
We're inside about 4 minutes, so maybe possibly another call. 210-308-8867 while we're waiting.
I was just going to say, I love split-leaf philodendron, and there's also a round one, which names I can't forget. I can't remember. But those are some of the plants that I recommend around the pool.
Around the pool.
So I said drought-tolerant, tropical-looking.
Gotcha.
And because a lot of people have oaks or crepe myrtles around the pool, heavy sigh. You never want to do that. So you want drought-tolerant tropical. So some palm trees, like the windmill palm or fan palm, Chinese fan palm, maybe some of the bigger ones, split-leaf philodendron, maybe some sagos, maybe some bougainvilleas, maybe a little bit around the. Though bougainvilleas have the flowers, so you don't want too many.
Don't put them too close with the thorns.
Yeah, and the thorns. But the idea is you want tropical looking with the least amount of maintenance around the
leaf
pool.
drop.
A leaf drop. Essentially, leaf drops, flower drop.
I think I've always wondered that about, I guess, palm trees, if they're good for this type of environment that we live in.
Certain palms are.
Certain, okay.
So the fan palms, and we have two, the Washingtonia and two Washingtonia types, and then we have Sabal. And both of those went through the freezes of 2021 and another one the following year, maybe. Very well. Robusta, Washingtonia robusta, otherwise known as Mexican fan palm, did not fare so well. So we like the California fan palm, and we like anything that has a scientific name, Sabal. So there's a native Sabal mexicana, and then there is from Carolina and Florida one called Sabal palmetto. And both of those are fabulous for us.
Very nice. Good to know.
And once they're very drought tolerant too. Once they're established.
Once they're established, both of them are drought tolerant. The ones we don't plant as much anymore are the feather palms, and so those are the date palms and the Canary Island date. Or false date palms, Canary Island palm. And the reason is there is a disease that has been slowly moving from the valley up this way called lethal yellows, and it attacks primarily feathers.
Gotcha. Well, we appreciate everybody listening and calling in this weekend. Thank you again for listening to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar here with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. We will see you next Saturday. For now, have a great week.